Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Cupid Parasite, and we should be getting Ryuki's good ending in this part. We're in the last chapter, and then I think, God, because it's been so long, well, not for you, but for me, between playing the different routes and getting to this point, I'm like, shit. Was there like you do the little end and then there's a chapter after? Usually they do that in most games, so I feel like this one does it. But anyway, so we should be we're in the last chapter before we get the ending chapter, I would assume. So I feel like we should be able to do it in this part, but who the hell knows? Anyway, let's jump in so we can try to do that. As soon as we got to his place, Ryuki went and got a sheet of paper. He grabbed a pen and started sketching. This was clearly his concept for the red carpet dress. Since she's E9546B, a dress with a big open back might be nice, and that'd go well with her sassy personality. I think we already looked up her color last time, so I'm not going to look it up again. Oh, but I should keep her neat. Butterflies and chrysalises. Chrysalises is a weird word, anyway. For the motif. It sounds wrong, but yet it's a chrysalis. Chrysalises. It's like, what? Octopuses. Octopods. Octopi? Is it octopi? It's octopi, but like, it's still... Octopuses. Chrysalises. Should it be chrysali or something? I don't know. I'm sure chrysalises is probably right, but it just... It's weird. It's weird to say it, okay? Anyway. Ryuki looks like he's having fun. Saying chrysalis is kind of fun. After all, he loved designing more than anything, especially women's clothes. He'd finally been honest with himself, and that was all he needed to earn his grandma's approval. And that's how he came to be recognized by a world-famous celebrity. Just then, my phone chimed to let me know I had a message. It's from his sister. I was like, it's from Gil. No! I'm just kidding. There was no actual message, just a URL. Her messages are just as straight to the point as Ryuki's. I remember the time that Ryuki sent me a message that just had a link to some face mist website. I tapped to open the link and saw that it was a news article about a violinist. Violinist? It's his mom. I did scold her for quitting design school in order to become a violinist, but she never listened to me anyway. I love old lady voice. Just makes me feel at home. I feel like that's my inner voice. It's just old. Hey, Ryuki? Is this? Ryuki stopped drawing and looked up at me. When he saw what was on my phone, he dropped his pen. That's Mother. So I was right. It's Ryuki's mom. Even though the picture was from fairly far away, I could definitely see the resemblance. As he stared at the picture, his breathing started to speed up. She's wearing one of my dresses? Why would she... Oh, that's so cute. She's supporting her baby. Because moms love their kids. Stop it. Our mom pretended to be a Cupid core, like, freaking member just so she could see how we were doing and also stick it to our dad a little bit because she was mad at him. And then his mom's wearing one of his dresses. Oh, her moms are cute. She's probably been keeping an eye on you from afar, don't you think? Ryuki had mentioned that since she was a violinist, she was always traveling all over the world. But no matter how far away she was still looking after her family. Heart. Your family really is close in your own way. Everyone's spread out in different countries, but I guess... The article mentioned that the concert was being held in Austria. Austria? And that's certainly a long way from Los York. Are we gonna go? Ryuki stood up, went out to his garden, and looked up into the sky. It must be morning now for Mother. I followed him outside and sat down next to him. It's kind of weird, though. Okay. So, like, I understand he was living with his grandma, whatever, his mom's traveling and his dad's traveling. Like, you know what I mean? They're, like, bouncing all over the place. His whole family's like that. And that's fine. Like, I don't live near my family. We live in 4 different states. Like, me, my sisters, and my mom. And then our extended family, like my mom's family, because like my dad's side of the family, like my dad might have cousins and stuff, but like my grandparents on my dad's side and my uncle on my dad's side and my dad, like everyone on that side of the family's like passed away. So it's really just like my mom, me, my two sisters, and then like my mom's siblings now. So my mom's siblings all live in one state, like, but me, my sisters, and my mom live in 4 others. So like it's 5 different states. So like, yeah, I mean it's not all over the world, but it's still not like, oh hey, it's down the street, or like, oh I'll come on, you know what I mean? But like, and I see my siblings at like holidays, like okay, Christmas, I go to my sister's house, or like I might go to my other sister's house if there's an event or something, but I'm not just like, oh my god, I'm coming for the weekend. I'm also like, I don't leave my house. My friends have to be like, we're coming to your house. Like, you know, it's just like okay, like it's just I have like 2 friends, okay? I had like 3, but I haven't heard from my other friend in like fucking forever. Like I have a handful of, I mean, like, you know, like people that you actually see on a once a year basis. I mean, I'm by myself. Like, I'm a loner. I'm absolutely a loner and I'm fine with it. But, like, I don't go all over and, like, whatever. So, like, I can understand this. Like, okay, you're not around. So, like, you're staying with your grandma because your parents are all bouncing around. And I understand when he left Japan and came here, he didn't talk to his grandma because he was like, my grandmother doesn't approve of me, like, whatever. Oh. And she was like, okay, find your own way, kiddo. And, like, let him be. And they didn't really talk, you know, because it seemed like the whole point of them, quote unquote, not talking in the game was to kind of give you the impression that, oh, they were at odds, when it really wasn't like that. He just misunderstood, and she was just like, I'm just going to let him find himself, and you know what I mean? And, like, whatever, you know? So, fine. But, like, you're saying that because your mom dropped you off with your grandma because she was going to go off and do her thing and, like, whatever. Like, you haven't talked to your mom in, like, ever? You're close in your own way. Are you? Because, like, I might not see my family, but they never stop fucking texting. Like, we have, like, a group text and Marco Polo because of COVID and stuff like that. You know? So for years, but, and then, like, we have seen each other, or we'll, like, Marco Polo, or we, like, group text. But I feel like even then, even before that, I might not talk to myself. It would text once in a while, but, like, I knew she existed somewhere. Like, I still texted my family more than he is like, you're not that close, girl. This is weird. He's like, oh yeah, my mom's not dead. Okay, well that's new. Like, I mean, like he had no fucking idea. And it's not like, oh, I write letters home or I send messages and I'm like, yeah, we're going here, here, here. Like, but you have no excuse for not, like, you know, I don't know, posting shit on Facebook, like, or like whatever fucking you want to pretend is Facebook in this universe. So that he's like, oh, I follow my mom, so I at least know what she's doing. Even if we don't personally text each other, I at least know what the hell is going on because she posted on her fucking Facebook or some shit. Like, really? Your mom's a famous violinist. She doesn't have, like, a fucking Instagram or some shit? Like, I'm just saying, you know, social media in this world, you don't know what paper is to write letters. You obviously know what paper is. He's sketching shit on paper, so you could write letters. Do you not have stamps? Maybe stamps don't exist in this universe. Messaging does, but, like, apparently they don't know how to use it. It's just fucking weird. Like, I don't know. I mean, and that's weird to me is still, like, normal to other people, and that's fine. But don't sit there and be like, they're close in their own way. I mean, this, like, nobody's definition of close. This is just, like, fucking, like, you hate each other, and you're like, nah, I don't want to, like, people that I haven't talked to in years, I wouldn't consider close. I'm not 100% sure I consider people close that I talk to once a year. You know what I mean? You're like, you're just like, I mean, anyway, so it's fucking weird. I followed him outside and sat down next to him. The two of us just sat side by side like that, staring up into the winter night sky. I mean, we're never going to get through this part if they keep doing weird shit like this, and I gotta, like, what the fuck? But Lost York winters weren't especially cold, but on that day, the air seemed even more clear than normal. Because I guess Lost York is, well, like I said, it's supposed to be a combination of Los Angeles and New York, but I guess it's more in the, like, weather realm of Los Angeles. I see. So she's in a different time zone, right? I learned about the concept in college, but I never really understood it because I'd never had to think about it. I'm so glad this line was here because for a second she's like, so she's in a different time zone, huh? And I'm like, are you stupid? It was when the line, I learned about the concept and I was like, right, I forgot. Never mind. I literally forgot she was a goddess and knew nothing about this shit, so it makes absolute sense. But for a split second, I was like, what? Never mind. Okay. Oh my god, my brain is not here. But when Ryuki mentioned morning in Austria, I was reminded that the world didn't all have the same time of day. Even though we're all under the same sky, if we go far enough away, the color of that sky can change completely. And technically, the sky itself. I mean, yes, it's all the same space, but if you look up at the stars, you might not be looking at the same stars as people in a different hemisphere or stuff like that. So, like, depending on where you go. I'm just saying, it's not exactly, I mean, it's theoretically the same sky because we're just a ball floating in the same space, but what we see when we look up is different. I guess that's the point she was getting to, but whatever. Look, I'm just being very nitpicky right now. I'll stop. No, I won't. Even when it's nighttime in Lost York, the sun was always shining in Celestia. But this world changes depending on where you are. Ryuki lives in Lost York, and his sister and mom travel all over the world. And his dad's from Lost York, but now he lives in Japan, along with his grandma. Are his parents, like, still married? Are they, like, divorced? Because, like, he lives in Japan and his mother travels all over. But maybe she's based in Japan and she just travels. They live in different places and lead different lives, but their family bond is still really strong. Again, I question that, but sure. Ryuki got a text message of his own. He looked at it and smiled. It's from my sister. Take a look. He forwarded it to me, and this time the message was a bit longer. He forwarded it to you. Why can't he just hand you his phone so you can read it? Too stupid shit in this. Hey, did you know? Your middle name is actually Mom's idea. Finn means white. She wanted you to follow your own path without dyeing yourself in someone else's color. So fight on! Finn means white in what language? Because it doesn't mean white in Japanese. Wait, it doesn't. Why are we saying this? Well, anyway. Follow my own path without dyeing myself in someone else's color. Oh, what a selfish thing to do. How could I go my own way and still expect to be on the same level as my sister or grandmother? Well, I for one love how freely you've been living your life. Ryuki's face suddenly turned red. Maybe it was the word love that did it. I like that you live freely too. So make sure you never change. Right. I'm sure that as long as I'm with you, I'll stay like this forever. Keisayin plus Finn. Or just Keisayin, Finn. Whatever. Finn, a man who goes his own way, untainted by any other color. And me too. I vowed to go my own way too. I was suddenly reminded of something I'd learned the other day. Dad had come all the way back to the human realm to let me know that Mom had made it back to Celestia, safe and sound. What? I really wanted Mars to show up at the fucking dinner party shit we were having just to make it even weirder. Like, a missed opportunity game. Then he told me that if I were to fall in love with a human as Cupid, I'd become a human. But I already knew my answer, and there was no turning back. Just like how Ryuki said I looked like a gradation of color F4B3C2 to BCE2E8. Good lord. I love the fact that we got to play with the color thing, but I'm kind of like, we need to stop it now because it's really hard to read. My eyes could no longer see Ryuki as just any other human being. And once that happened, I can never go back to being a god. We looked at each other, then gently entwined our hands. Cute. Do we get a CG? Come on. I wonder, do you think you and I will form such a wonderful bond as your own family? And we will. I'm sure of it. He smiled with confidence and took a deep, quiet breath. This is like all you want in the world, isn't it, though? Like, I just want to look at that garden. Like, is that like water that the little bridge is over? Because it looks like rocks. You know what I mean? Like the texture is like it's sand or something. Oh, it could be like a sand garden type of thing. Anyway, I just saw it in the background and I was like, I just want to look at the little garden. And then I was like, wait, it's an awful lot of like lily pads or shit. Or it could be like stones at the bottom, maybe. Anyway, you just want someone that confident when you meet them and you're like kind of in love with them and you're like, you think we're gonna like be together forever? And they're like, absolutely. And you're like, good. Because, like, I'm tired of, like, I don't want to go back, like, and then break my heart and then go back on the dating pool. Ugh. You know what I mean? So, you just want someone that confident, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, I wanted to make this official, and that's why I brought you here. To give you this. You gave me a wedding dress. Now, he pulled out a small box. And inside was a ring. Like, we've had, like, one date. Okay, might be moving a little fast, but, like, I do appreciate that you know what you want. Oh, she looks like... What? Oh, but he looks kind of precious. Oh, I love it. Is this an engagement ring? I wanted to wait till after I turned 20, but I don't want to leave you out in the cold, so I made this. Leave me out in the cold. Anyway, wait, did you say you made it? Well, I designed it and had it made. I couldn't find a ring anywhere that was right for you. Okay. Like, goddamn. Ryuki, you might win overall for, like, shit, you're just kind of the best boyfriend. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I made you a wedding dress. I designed it and handmade it. Perfectly customized for you. Wow. And then I had this ring made because nothing I looked at was good enough, so I designed it myself. Wow. And also, I'm sorry, I'm still reeling days later because, whatever. I don't remember when we played that part, but, like, when it was like, yes, I made that dress for you, so everyone will see it and know that you're like mine. Oh, a little slight possessiveness. I'm still reeling from that. Like, I'm just... Shit. Raul's still going to be my favorite, just because I don't know what it is about that fucking himbo. I just love him to death. But, like, Ryuki's routes actually surprised me with how fucking good it is, and, like, how much I love it. Like, Ryuki as a character, like the fashion designer, the sassy little fashion, like, you know, he's kind of the snarky little bitch. And I like the snarky bitches. We know this. And he's like the fashion designer. Hi, I'm into fashion. But, like, he does still have almost the, like, because he's 19, so they give him the slight lolly look. He's not quite a lolly, but you know what I mean? He's got, like, the little, like, sort of innocent face. And you're like, you might be a little too innocent-faced for me. Like, it's a weird... He's not the lolly boy, but he's the lolliest boy in this game, really. So that was kind of like a negative. It's like, I kind of prefer that, like, Shelby, like, looks like a man. And then there's, like, Ryuki who's like, you're kind of an adorable young man, but you might be a little too young for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, in, like, 5 years, call me up. But, like, his route's so good that I'm like, you know what? I don't even care. Like, you get a pass, I think. Are you coming to the man harem? I don't know. But, like, I really love your route. So, like, maybe we need to build, like, an in-law suite or, like a compound out back. It's, like, separate where it's, like, you're kind of lolly, but I still love you. But I'm not quite sure I can make that commitment yet. You know what I mean? I'm a sad, sad person. I know how busy you've been preparing your new label, and you still found time to do this for me? It was finally finished just this morning. I'm really glad I got it in time. In time? Today's Christmas Eve. Oh! That's right. It was common for couples in Lost York to spend Christmas Eve together. And the other day, Ryuki did specifically ask what I was doing on the 24th. Cupid Core's always super busy around Christmas. Oh, okay, never mind. Right. I was like, I forgot. I was like, didn't we just see his grandma on December 1st? So this is the interesting thing about this, because I don't think they really went into this detail in any other route. But, like, so we saw the grandma stuff, and then the next scene was basically sitting in a coffee shop talking to his sister, which you figured was a couple days later when we meet the, you know, girl, the Emma Winston girl who's like, designed my dress, so now it's Christmas Eve, so it's 23 days later. But, like, they don't ever say that, so, like, it almost feels like, oh, well, it's only been, like, well, Parasite House was maybe a couple weeks or something, so, I mean, it could very well have been almost, like, 5-6 months or something since we met him. You don't know. So, interesting. That's why sometimes with these games it's hard. Because you feel like, oh my god, it's been like a month, and it's like, it's been 6 years in the game, actually, but they don't tell you the time. You know what I mean? It's weird. It hasn't quite been a year, though, because, like, then he would have turned 20, but maybe he's going to be 20 soon, so, like, it's been at least 6 months, maybe. You know what I mean? So, anyway. Oh, Cupid Core is always busier on Christmas. It's a time of year where we see the biggest growth in new members. Because of that, I've been so busy that I completely forgot that I should be involved in the celebration myself. I'd gone to work extra early today so that I could leave early and see Ryuki. I'm so sorry. It completely slipped my mind. I didn't get you anything. It's okay. For today, this is all that I wanted. We can get to the good stuff some other time. We can get to the good stuff now. Huh? Good stuff? And never mind. So, can I put it on? Yes. I gave him a small nod. He took my hand and slipped the ring out of my finger. This is so cute. I love it. Oh, you can see it in the CG in the background. Oh, precious. He looks slightly embarrassed, which is cute. It fit perfectly. My heart was beating so fast. Of course it did, because Ryuki would be able to, like, glance at your... I kind of saw your finger accidentally once in my peripheral vision, and I just knew what size ring you wore. Or, like, I sized you up, and because I know what size dress you wore, I automatically figured it out. Like, I'm just saying. He'd be that good. How did he figure out my ring size? He's just that good. Knowing him, he was probably able to figure it out just by looking. What did I just say? My heart was filled with joy, knowing how hard he must have been working toward this day without me knowing. It's gorgeous. I never actually asked before, so let me give you a proper proposal now. He looked at me with those calm eyes, then gently kissed the back of my hand. How sweet! Aww! I love you. I'm my first love and my last. I can't imagine loving anyone the way I love you. Spacey, will you marry me? Of course. Thank you. Looking surprisingly nervous, Ryuki said those words and officially proposed to me. Marriage. That was my plan even before we met up today. We told each other how we felt, and we told others about our intent to get married. But until he mentioned it, it hadn't occurred to me that he hadn't formally asked me. And of course, there was only one answer to give. Yes. You know my answer is always, maybe. I'm just kidding. That's exactly my answer. Will you marry me? Maybe. I'm kidding. No, of course it's yes. Unless it's a character I don't like, then it's like, she makes me say yes, but I question it. He smiled. It was the biggest, happiest smile I'd ever seen from him. Just then he looked up into the sky again. Oh, because it's snowing. Snow. That explains, I mean, when it said, oh, it's Christmas Eve, I was like, oh, snowy day proposal. I mean, you knew it was coming, right? But I was like, oh, okay, it's going to snow, and here we go. You can kind of see it in the background. I don't know if it was always there. I wasn't paying attention to the snow in the background anyway. Oh, wow. I guess it's a white Christmas. Snow is pretty rare in Lost York. The last time I'd even seen a single snowflake must have been 2 years ago. And this snow is just like you. Huh? You're both delicate, and you both melt and fade away if left alone for too long. I kind of like that. Like, you're delicate and you fade away if left for too long. What? Oh. What? I don't... What? Not... You're not like, oh my god, it's like the most wonderful thing ever, but you're like, I'm not sure. I know that's a compliment, but it feels a little weird, but I still like it. As he said that, he traced my new ring with his finger. But I'm not going to leave you alone. I'll never let you go. The ring that symbolized our promise shone gently in the shadow of the falling snow. I was overcome with feelings of warmth and happiness. I smiled and squeezed his hand in response. Oh. They kind of hold the CG a long time there. I was like, wait, did it break? It's fine, we got stuck on a CG, that'd be great, but... So was that it? There, I was like, wow, it got stuck. Okay, here we go. But the interesting thing, one happy countdown. So I'm gonna guess we maybe don't get a wedding. With Ryuki. Because we kind of already had the wedding CG, it was just us in the dress. So that's interesting. I mean, we might still. Who knows? Maybe this is it. December 31st, New Year's Eve. It's not like I need to find a wedding dress. I have one, so we could totally get married like a week later. I'm spending the evening at Ryuki's place. But actually, it wasn't for New Year's Eve. It just so happened that it was also Ryuki's birthday. That's so cute! The day of the proposal, I was getting ready to leave his place to get ready for work the next day when he shyly asked. The day of the proposal, I was getting ready that day for the next day. Hey, your vacation starts on the 29th, right? So, will you be free on the 31st? Oh, yeah, I'm totally free. Since we can't spend Christmas together, we can make it New Year's Eve instead. But I don't want to celebrate the end of the year. I'd rather you celebrate my birthday with me. Huh? Your birthday is December 31st? I tried to recall his profile card, but the colorful letters were so overwhelming it was hard to remember what they actually said. That's true. When I was like, when she was like, your birthday's December 31st, I'm like, I bet it was on his profile card, but I forgot it too, so I can't blame her. Yeah, my birthday has always gotten rolled up into the normal New Year's Eve celebration. Or New Year's celebration, sorry. So this year I want to take that day to celebrate my birthday with you, and you alone. Oh, that's adorable. He's a sweet little cinnamon bun, isn't he? He's kind of crunchy on the outside, but he's like cinnamony goodness on the inside. He's kind of a marshmallow. When someone asks you something like that so seriously, how can you not take it as just as seriously in response? So I took time after that to take a last-minute cooking class, and I've been looking up different recipes. Here you go, Ryuki! Wow. He looked at all the food adorning the table and gave a small sigh. What the heck? Do you really think the two of us can finish all this? I guess maybe I did get a little carried away. The table was lined up with all kinds of festive food. I thought Japanese would be a nice addition, so I made chirashi sushi to go along with the other Western dishes. Chirashi. But then I researched more and found some articles about tempura, fried chicken, and even Japanese-style pizza. I got into more and more, and before I realized it, there was a mountain of food in front of me. He's like, do you think we can both eat this? And she's like, hold my beer. He's like, do you have a beer? No, but just metaphorically hold it. Watch. Actually, there's still some gratin cooking in the oven. You really did go overboard, didn't you? He said that, but he was smiling happily as he did. And you made all of this just for me. That's why he's happy about it. It's like, you made all this stuff for me. Like, you're cute. Like, you got so excited. Like, you know. That's right. I wasn't sure what kind of food you liked for your birthday, so I basically just made everything. Anything would have been a feast as long as you made it. Anyway, shall we get started? Yes, let's eat! Bon appetit. I think it's funny that he says bon appetit. Being Japanese and all. You know what I mean? After clasping his hands together, he grabbed his utensils and started eating. He started with a bite of the fried chicken, and his eyes lit up. It's delicious. I love the fact, though, that she's like... I mean, she's had a couple of years, but it's always... Every fucking girl in every game is always like, I'm really good at cooking. And they're like, wow, you're an amazing cook. Seriously, is that all men are into, as long as you can cook? I mean, way through a man's heart is through his stomach. But, like, it's just kind of funny. It's just kind of funny that that's a trope. I mean, I'm not saying I suck at cooking, but I also don't think I could be like, this is the first time I'm ever making this and be like, it's amazing. Probably wouldn't be amazing. But, like, then again, it's probably because half the time I'm like, it's whatever. Just ad-lib it. It could also be that maybe it's just not, like, I try something new and I'm like, yeah, I don't particularly like it. Maybe it doesn't mean I made it wrong. It's not my taste. You know what I mean? Because you think, theoretically, I think I might like this. And then you try it and you're like, I did not like this. So, I mean, that could be it. Really? Anyway. Yes, really. And you seasoned it with soy sauce and... Is that mirin I taste? How did you find that in Lost York? I found this really amazing international food store in the city. I see. His voice is totally changing on me right now, but it's because he's happy. Can't be bitchy, you know? With a sincere smile on his face, Ryuki finished his fried chicken. Since his birthday normally got overlooked thanks to New Year's, I wanted today to be all about him. You know, when I was a kid, I used to love fried chicken. Oh, yeah? And my mother loved it too. I used to watch my father fry it up for her once in a while. But once I moved in with my grandmother to start my training, fried foods went out the window. Is that another one of the 10 Keisain commandments? Yep, my grandmother's cooking was all about enhancing beauty. I see. I wonder if I'll be able to follow those family commandments of yours. He's like, don't you dare. I thought that from now on I should try to become a Keisain as much as possible. When I muttered that, Ryuki started to cough. That's actually fucking kind of cute, though, that she's like, I'm going to become part of your family, so I should try to follow these commandments. And he's just like, it's true, you're going to take my name. It's adorable. Are you okay? No, I'm not okay. What did you just say? Huh? Did I say something weird? You said you were going to become a Keisain. Ryuki's face had turned bright red. That's usually what marriage means, you dweeb. You're fine just the way you are. You don't need to follow our commandments. We only follow them because we want to. And besides, I want to live in your world too. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out. I had to abandon my world for you. He's like, what? I mean... Hello? I hope we tell Raoul that we're a god. Because I just feel like that would make him so fucking happy. And I feel like not telling him would just be really mean to the poor thing. I can understand not telling everyone else. You're like, it doesn't matter anymore because I'm a human now. I'm like, fine. Like, you don't need to really tell them. But, like, I'm pretty sure Mars and Venus will still come visit you as your parents. So you kind of maybe have to warn your boyfriend. But, like, but you definitely have to tell Raoul. I feel like it'd just be lying not to tell him. It'd just be cheating him. I don't know. It'd just be wrong. So anyway. I'd forgotten just how incredible fried chicken was. It's a shame to deny yourself of something so delicious. So you stay just the way you are. Smiling, Ryuki devoured the other dishes in front of him. Okay, it's kind of cute though. He's like, what? You're gonna be what? Like, don't change. But also, you're a little stunned because you're like, oh right, I forgot. We're getting married. Because that's giggly fun. He cared about health and beauty, but he was still a growing boy. Maybe he hadn't been eating enough up till now. You know when you say he's a growing boy, it's weird. I mean, yes, he's only 19. So, like, and your brain even continues developing until you're, like, 25. So, technically, if you're under 25, your brain's still a baby. It's not done growing. Yeah. But, like, most of the time by 19, it's not like he's gonna all of a sudden grow, like, 4 inches. Like, you're usually done. So, like, it's weird to phrase it like that, because it's like, okay, game, you just got a little creepy with, like, you know, they get creepy with the light. He's so sweet and innocent. He's like such a young boy. Ah! He's 35. He just looks 12. It's so gross. So just don't remind me that you made Ryuki the kind of sort of lolly-ish, because that's already a little iffy for me. I love his route. I really do. He is precious, and I love him. But my only hesitance is the fact that he looks sort of lolly-ish. He's a little too innocent, almost. And then you have to... He's also 19, which is just like... But... We most of the time play games where we're dating teenage boys, which is really fucking creepy if you think about it, but we're a teenage girl, so, like, whatever. But, like, don't say he's a growing boy. It's questionable. It gives me the heebie-jeebies a little. Okay, don't. Okay, well, there's plenty here for both of us, so please eat up. This is the best birthday I've ever had. You're here with me, and the food is incredible. He continued to happily gobble up whatever he could reach. Thank goodness. I'm so glad he likes it. Seeing his happy face made me happy too. Yeah, that's how it works. A few hours later, we decided to save the rest for the next day and shared a leisurely cup of tea after dinner. I think I ate too much. You really didn't have to eat it if you didn't want to. And the thought that you made all that just for me made me want to eat everything on the table. I see. Well, I'm glad to know that you approve of my cooking, Ryuki. By the way, how long are you going to keep saying my name like that? What do you mean? The way you say Ryuki, it's different from before. He stared at me with a slight look of embarrassment. He seemed to genuinely appreciate how I treated him like his own person. Not as an idea or his family's namesake. I think I understand, but it's just us here now, right? I hope you don't mind. No, it's fine. Haven't we always been calling him Ryuki? You know what I mean? I'm just like trying to think in my head, like when we were on Parasite House, they were like, call him Ryuki-kun, and you're like, okay. There's like a cuter way of saying it. And now we've been calling him Ryuki since his whole route. So it's not like we were calling him by his last name because we were like, oh, okay, I'm like calling you that because that's what you're comfortable with because you're Japanese. But like, you know what I mean? We've been calling him Ryuki. So I wonder if it's a translation thing. Because, you know, like in games, obviously, some games, when they translate it, they still like, if the MC is calling the character by their last name, they still do that. And you're like, okay, it's because it was a translated game. So you understand. And then other times it's weird where all of a sudden you're like, Mr. Ryuki, and you're like, could you not fucking call him Mr. Like, I get it, it's because Ryuki-san or whatever. So you're putting the Mr. But don't do it because it's fucking weird in English. Like, I get it if we're using the honorifics when you're in, like, if you were using like San-kun, like when we called him Ryuki-kun. I get that because, okay, we're right. I get it. That's fine with me. But if they were like, call him Mr. Ryuki, that would be like, please don't. It's just fucking weird. It's just weird. Like, so you kind of have to, when you're translating a game, be like, okay, we're calling it, okay, so either keep it, we'll keep it Ryuki-kun, or take off, don't change it and translate it and be like, well, they're calling him Ms., so we'll call him, don't do it. Don't do it in English. It's fucking weird and it creeps me out. And I get it's just the direct translation, but you kind of have to take the context into it. Like, okay, well, in America, you wouldn't call him Mr. Ryuki. You know what I mean? When you're casual acquaintances. So don't do it. But like, so I'm wondering if in the actual game, she was always calling him Ryuki-kun or Keisain-san or something like that. And then she switched to Ryuki at some point. So he was like, you've been calling me Ryuki. And she's like, is that a problem? He's like, no. Because otherwise it makes no fucking sense right now. He's like, the way you say my name. Did I pronounce it differently before? Should I? Like, I don't get it. And I guess that's probably something that, I mean, maybe if we had the audio on, you would notice that subtlety. And I think sometimes that's the problem with not having voice acting on. We're not going to go and switch it. Just because I'm not going to become I'm not going to switch the way we do things on this channel where, okay, we have the voice acting on, so you read along with me. And I'll only read when there's no voices, because I know that a majority of you guys check out the CGs and my glance and are multitasking. And I'm catering to you guys in that. Plus, I kind of have fun with the bad voice acting. It's just fun. So, like, I'm not going to change it because this is what you guys are used to. And I know that a lot of people who watch this, either what you're used to, you're here for the bad voice acting, or you like are multitasking. So I'm not going to make it difficult and like switch. And I'm also not going to turn on the voice acting and have him talk and then be like, no, it's fine. And then also read it. Cause then we already take fucking forever to play games. It would take 3 times longer. We're not doing it. So, I mean, I guess maybe that's just it, is the way she said his name. If we had the voice, well, no, not even that, because she does not voiced. So it would have to have been the way they translated it. So that's just, I don't know. Like, I guess that's the problem sometimes with translations, that they do it, but they sometimes miss little things like that where, like, because they're not listening to the audio as they translate, they're reading it, and so they don't know. You're just translating a line, so you don't realize maybe until you get to hear, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done, fuck it. You know what I mean? We're not going to go back and change it, so I don't know. But anyway, that's just my thought on it. Like, what were we... I'm assuming maybe we weren't, like, calling him Ryuki before, and now we are. Like, whatever. Anyway. It's fine. Okay, got it. Ryuki. Unless we were like, Ryuki, and now we're like, Ryuki. I don't know. That's nice. He couldn't seem to say more than that. He turned his head away. His entire face was bright red, even up to his ears. It would make more sense if she was actually, like, calling him by his last name, because she was like, oh, that's... Because I think there was a point where somebody was calling him that. Um, it might have been more in the Parasite house and the thing. They were calling him Kesain, right? So maybe that's what she was supposed to be calling him. And then there was a point where she switched to Ryuki, but they did the translation thing where they're like, oh, in English, you wouldn't call someone by their last name, so we're going to call him his first name, and not realizing that in this instance, it made sense to do it that way. So that's the problem. It's just a problem. They can't get it right all the time. So I'm just going to assume that that's what was happening, probably. So, because otherwise it makes no fucking sense. His entire face was, okay, we read that. He's the one who said he liked how I said his name. He was still just as shy as ever. I smiled as I came up and hugged him from behind. Ooh, making the first move. Ryuki. What the heck? I just felt like saying your name. Do you always have to be so cute? Ryuki looked back at me with a sigh. Just then we heard a commotion from outside. Huh? What's all that noise? What's going on? I have no idea. I looked at my watch and saw that it was almost 11 p.m. Oh, that's right. Everyone must be getting ready for midnight. In Lost York, everyone liked gathering outside to celebrate the new year. There was live music, fireworks, all kinds of activities. It's kind of interesting. They also did a countdown in Toyam Square, so the entire city was about to get crazy. Is it Toyam's Scare or is it supposed to be Toyams? 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 Toyams. Toyams? Toyams. 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 Oh my god, I'm so stupid. It literally took me saying that like 14 times to get it. It's supposed to be like Times Square, but it's Toyams Square. Like, so weird. What's in Toyams Square? Like, it's like a weird pronunciation of times. I was like, Toyams Square? Like thinking Toy M Square. And it did not. Wow, I'm dumb. I'm not smart today. Anyway. Ryuki looked out the window and started to pout at the scene outside. But it's my birthday today. I could practically hear him saying that. Wait right here. I ran to the kitchen and opened the fridge where the cake I'd made was waiting. Grabbed this and the candle. I stuck the candle in the cake and lit it. Once it was ready, I made my way back to the living room. I am not singing happy birthday. Don't make me sing. Here you go, Ryuki! Your birthday cake. As I placed the cake on the table, he burst out laughing. Are you serious? Come on, I'm not a kid anymore. Everybody likes birthday cake. Like ice cream cake. Like cookie cakes. Some people like royal cakes, but... He looked down at the candle and the cake. It was shaped like the number 20, and I decorated the cake to emphasize the number in the middle. Huh? You don't like it? But I found an article that said this is what you're supposed to do on someone's birthday. Maybe if they're in elementary school. Jeez, you really do have your own way of doing things. Shut up and eat the cake. What kind of adult doesn't like cake? Okay, I don't like cake, but like ice cream cake, cookie cake. You know, I'm not a normal cake person. Like, unless it's got buttercream frosting or like a cream cheese frosting, then maybe. Then we'll talk. But like, I like the cake part of it. It's the frosting I don't normally like. But again, like buttercream or like a cream cheese buttercream, like shit, I'm down. But like, I don't need a cake, but if someone brought me a cake like that, I'd be like, okay. Like, it's kind of normal. We didn't celebrate birthdays in Celestia, so I looked this up online. I guess it was a website for kids. Now, a lot of people as adults still do. You know. Again, if you're having a party, you would. Like, maybe it's just like when my mom came for my birthday, I didn't get a cake. You know what I mean? Cheesecake? Fuck yeah. Golden Girls me up. But like, you know what I mean? You still do cake. Oh, I see. Now that you mention it, how are we supposed to eat it like this? Still, the image of the lit candle on the cake was really something else. But still, it's beautiful. It reminds me of that first night you came to my place. I'd like to see it with the lights off. Do you mind? Not at all. Oh. Ryuki turned the lights off and the candlelight floated delicately through the darkness. It's just a candle, it's not actually a cake. I was like hoping they updated the background to a cake. Wow. It's so lovely. It is! He was right. It completely reminded me of the night the power went out. As the light flickered, we sat down together on the sofa and just admired the lovely scene. Am I right in assuming you made the cake too? Of course! You really didn't have to do all this. But it does make me happy. I'm so happy you'd do so much just for me. I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life just making clothes. I never expected such a big celebration for my birthday. He sounds like he was about to cry. I glanced at him and saw that his eyes were glistening, maybe from the candlelight. I put my head on his shoulder and just kept watching the candle. Of course, it's the birthday of the man I love. Maybe I overdid it, but it was to make the love of my life happy, so I'm glad you like it. Although, you set the bar really high for the next birthday. You're gonna have to get him a pony the next time, at least, on top of all of this. Seeing him so happy was all the reward I needed. I'm so glad you're the one I fell in love with. Yeah, me too. I heard him whisper that, then turned to meet that serious gaze of his. As if drawn together by an invisible force, we gently pressed our lips together. A silent kiss, almost like a ritual. I opened my eyes and saw a fiery look in his, then, seriously, because I'm just, wondering, tick-tock, we're ending this part soon, but, hello? Are we not gonna get sexy times before the frickin' route ends? Because, hello, that's a little rude. Oh, there you go. Oh, okay, the tongue hanging out's a little awkward, kind of ruins the CG a little bit, that's okay. I'm not moaning. He grabbed my arm and guided me down to the couch. I like the birthday! Oh my god. This is a happy birthday and 20. Jesus. That's a lot of candles. He pressed against me and kissed me again. Harder this time. The cake looks really nice. Strawberries and flowers. His kiss up till now had been gentle and reserved, but now it was becoming deeper and stronger. Hey, could you say my name again? Ryuki. A kiss unlike anything I'd ever experienced before. I whispered his name so only he could hear. Oh, I bet. The kiss nearly stole my breath away. My mind became hazy. It was the most passionate kiss I'd ever experienced, like a wild beast. He licked his lips, then pulled me in even tighter. I grabbed his shirt tightly and clung to him as he kissed me madly. Wait! I can't wait. You came up and hugged me from behind. You did this to me. I thought it was my cake that turned you on. He's a cake fetish. Whispering in a rough voice, Ryuki quieted my objections with another kiss. Really? Did I really do this? It's not like I wasn't expecting it. After all, Clarice had told me all about this kind of thing. You need to blow out your candle. If you don't, your wish won't come true. I'd read that online. If you blow out all the candles in one breath, your wish will come true. I think he's got his wish. In ancient Greece, people used to pray to Diana, goddess of the moon. Sometimes they prayed when a child was born. They'd light a candle, put it out, and as the smoke rose, the prayer would come true. I might have been a god once, but I've fallen in love with a human, so I'm not Cupid anymore. I gave Ryuki a pleading look. He just smiled and put his lips to mine again. If I get to have one wish, this is it. Huh? But if I can have another one, I wish that we could be together forever. Sitting up slightly, he took a deep breath and blew out the candle, and now it's dark, and we just feel our way around. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, God, because I forgot to plug my controllers in. They've been unplugged for a week or two. Anyway, the rising smoke glowed soft light in the moonlight streaming in from outside. I think it's supposed to be softly in the moonlight streaming in from outside. Anyway, I'm not a teenager anymore. I'm not going to hold back. Because you would have held back a day ago? I doubt it. Ryuki ran his hand through his hair and gave me a sexy smile. Oh. His lips came close again, and I closed my eyes and accepted the kiss happily. The necklace around my neck fell away with a soft sound. That was all the proof I needed that I was no longer a god, just a normal human woman. As the candle smoke faded, I made a wish of my own. We kissed until the year drew to a close, praying that we'd always be together. What a way to send the new year, or start the new year with a bang, quite literally. I mean, okay. It's kind of hot. All right, there you go. We got our sex scene, sort of, but we didn't have to read anything inappropriate. It just looks so weird with his tongue hanging out. Probably would have been a better CG without that. It just looks awkward. Well, there you go. That was Ryuki's route. So we didn't actually get married in his route. Like every other one, they always end in a wedding, which is kind of understandable because, like, okay, he's younger, so we don't need to rush into it. But we got engaged, and we did at least kind of get a wedding CG, you know, because. Oh wait, that's wrong. Wait, I gotta forgot. No, go back. Stop it. Look at the little cheapies. Look at Raul with his little statue. Ryuki with his little bitch face. I like how, like, Peter's not there. He's like, that's a Lunchables bag. That's fun. Have a nice day. Oh, complete. Wait, really? Oh, because that's probably a bad ending, right? Anyway, I thought we could go to the. We gotta do bad endings in the next part. We're not doing those, obviously. Gallery, that's what I was looking for. Right. There we go. It's been a while since I poked around on the menu. Fucking. You know what's fun? Oh, because that was the date with Ryuki. So the one-on-one date with him. I was like, why is that in, like, the main one, not his? Because it was in the main route. Like, that's funny. Her, like, happy cat purr face and his, like, super angry face is so funny. Okay. Oops, I didn't mean to go that way. Ah! Owen. And then the face mask, and then the attending a wedding. Okay. We'll look at all those. Ugh. That one of Gil's super cute, though. See, we get the wedding ones with, like, him, but we don't really get that. We got the wedding dress, so that's okay. So... Forgot about this one. It's so funny. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, cool. I like that. This one's... I like this one. I love the dress. I love seeing Melanie in the background. I am mad that Melanie stole Owen away from us, but, like, it's okay. We're gonna take him back. She borrowed him. This one's cute. Where she's cute in it, and he's, like, super... I feel like she's cute in all the CGs. It's not like some other MCs where you're like, this one she's really pretty in, and then other ones you're like, yeah, I don't know, she's ruining it for me. Or was straight up, you're ruining it for me with your goddamn potato face. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, because they always have giant saucer eyes. Like, she's got giant eyes, but, like, I don't know. They're not as, like, innocent. Oh my god. Where you're like, I kind of want to slap you a little. Like, you're pretty, but the giant eyes kind of annoys me because it's too innocent and sweet. Like, I don't know. She's just... I think she's one of the better MCs. You know, because even though she has her derpy kind of idiot moments, it's legit. You're like, it's because she was a god and she has no fucking clue how this shit works. So, like, it's kind of funny. And it's not like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously? It's like, yeah, that's funny. And she just looks really pretty in all the CGs. So. This is the one that broke my... Oh, and why would you do this to me? Cute. Oh. I feel like she's trying to, like, read his mind. She's like, wait. Oh. My first kiss. Just grabbed me and kissed me. That one's cute. She's got so much fucking hair. I also really kind of like her clothes are really fun, and I like that they put her like a bunch of fucking rings on her fingers, because like I'm down for that. That's like me. I put a bunch of rings on my shit. So I just like the little details like that. Ugh, this one's so cute. I love it. Do we usually end on the wedding CG at the very end one? Wait, didn't in Shelby's because we went... Oh, did we? I think we did the other one. Because it was in the other... Like, the other ending had a really good CG. Because, like, sometimes the bad endings have, like... You know. And this one's cute, our little proposal. Putting the ring on her finger. His, like, pretty eyes and his little blushies. It's cute. Oh, yeah, the snow starts kind of there. Okay. And then the awkward tongue. That's fucking awkward. I like the one we're in the dress, but I like this one. So we'll use this one. There we go. We'll hide that. So anyway, that was... Yay! Ryuki's route. Good ending. So we have, I think, 3 bad endings. Because the other ones are from the common route, so we didn't save those. So it's going to be a little weird to figure that out. So that's the normal end. Okay, and that one is... Okay, Ryuki's. And okay, and then save file 1 and save file... And then the common route. Well... Oh, actually, I think in this one, the love match test is different. Let me see. We might have an extra one because we might have to do the common route bad ending again. Because I think it's a different... Oh. Oh, they might be different. Oh. Did we do the save file like in Gil's route? Did we do the test? I think we did do it again because you get a different ending there. Yes. Okay, we did because that was we got the 365 love. Okay, so that one is different in each one. It's just like, because it's so long between when I play, I forget these things. But we did do that ending. Because you get a different love type than theirs. But it's not... Oh, it would make sense that you get... Each one is a opposite type or whatever. So, okay, we do have technically, I think, 4 bad endings. Yeah, we got 4. So, anyway, we'll do those... in the next part. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.